So, continuing revisiting historic decks that have felt reasonable in the past to see if they're still reasonable today. This was originally a viewer submission that we had tweaked and tuned and optimized a little bit that we lovely entitled Grixis Farts, which is basically blue-red splash black for Valki. And the kind of combo in this deck is you can play Valki on turn 2, take a peek at your opponent's hand, and then on turn 3, you can release the winds, exiling Valki. And the way this card is templated alongside a double-sided card like Valki, when you play Valki for free, you can actually cast it as Tibalt Cosmic Imposter. So you can have a turn 3 Tibalt Cosmic Imposter by going Valki into release. One of the things that's sweet about this is Valki lets us look at their hand when we play it, so we can know if we're in the clear usually to go for it on turn 3 or if we're going to get blown out by a removal spell. We also have the sometimes seen in historic Magma Opus plus Gearhulk combo in this deck, and Release the Winds works with this as well to go ahead and reset Gearhulk to let you cast it again. The rest of the deck is just kind of that good blue-red core. We've got Expressive Iterations and Unholy Heats here. We've got some Shark Typhoons as extra threats. We've got some Sweepers. We have some other card selections. So let's pop on into some games with this and see how it goes. It is a blue-based control world, and we're just living in it, chat, trying to figure out what we can do around the edges. Kobe. By the way, speaking of historic, our next Oglandia Open on January 8th will be historic. It is a set championship qualifier. You get a direct invite to the Neo Set Championship by competing in that tournament and taking first place. We have 50 players signed up already of our 256 player cap. So if you're someone that's been thinking about playing in that, make sure you sign up sooner rather than later. I think there's a good chance we hit our player cap for that event. Yeah, it's supposed to untapped land bin the Opus there. Unsurprisingly, finding another Expressive Iteration deck in our first match here. Between Expressive Iteration and oh, that's interesting. Some Phoenix decks have been playing Striker Rich? Yeah, okay, so Phoenix, so we're gonna put some birds into play here. Oh, just bird singular. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and kill that. And Library Exile. Am I shocking myself for this? I think I am, because I want to be able to Unholy Heat a threat, and then next turn we can Valki plus discard Magus. There's a good chance this bird comes back into play here. Our Sunday opens a thing of the past. Wasn't our last open on a Sunday? I don't actually remember at this point. We mostly just go off of, usually I have an approximate weekend I want to run an event on, and then it depends on what my personal calendar looks like on that particular weekend. Alright, so Valki's not going to last particularly long here, but that's fine. A second bird is not as fine for us, so this needs to be a 1 mana spell here. And they discarded a land, so this could be a brick. They shocked it's not a brick. Hopefully this is just them casting Darcy here and not putting 2 birds into play. If they cast Darcy here, it's incredible for us. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so we'll do this, and then I'm gonna choose to play around. Am I gonna play around a counterspell? No, I don't think so. Anger's such a good draw. I'm not gonna play. If this was a post-board game, I'd play around a counterspell here, but in a pre-board game, I'm gonna go to their upkeep, so I can tap them off of their lands. The last open was on a Saturday. The 5 before that were all on Sundays. Really? That's pretty peak Twitch chat. Do you not do Sunday events anymore? 2 in a row were Saturday. The 5 before that were Sundays. Oh, Twitch chat. I'd say never change, but please. Please change. Wait, third Phoenix. Opponent looking for a another copy of Unholy Heat here. And that's not a big deal, right? Because we'll just get to release the winds here. Bought the Gearhulk. Fabricator, thank you for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And I think these angry gods are going to put us on the scoreboard here in our first game. They could have another Unholy Heat, I suppose. I feel like if they had third Heat here, they would have attacked with at least one of these. Good example of Release the Wind having a bit of flexibility here, though, for us. Acting as a way to enable this, in addition to, a way to combo with Valki. Yeah, Release the Wind being a fair card is occasionally just super strong. Definitely a 3 Soul Guide Lanterns in angle. I think the Shark Typhoons just come out here. A question of what else do I want? Do I want, like, some cheap removal spells for Darcy's? Probably. We're gonna Fatal Push and a Heartless Act. We have a hard-ish time triggering Revolt, so I'm gonna Coward Split these two here because this will be more likely to kill something like a Crackling Drake or a Phoenix. Hand's not particularly good, but I think we keep it at 6 on the draw. Like Mystical Dispute they're holding up here. What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hey, hey. Alright, you have one burb or two burbs? Two burbs, chat. It's not good. It's not good for our hero. Strike It Rich is such an interesting inclusion there, archetype. Feeling the downside of our coward split here. I've got 2 Angers and 2 Sweltering Suns in our main deck, which may or may not be correct. Unfortunately here, they're nowhere near running out of spells, right? So the Sweltering Sun's not being here. It's a real big deal. We can, like, sweep the birds off the board again, but we're just gonna be able to recast them next turn. Almost assuredly. Our deck might be good enough against control in the 75 that maybe we just want 4 Angers in the main instead of the coward split. So 41 months, Hangman, welcome back. Yeah, Blue Fire, since I've been investing more time in YouTube stuff, I've been like reading lots of different things that, believe it or not, all mostly end up being nonsense about ways to increase engagement and gain favoritism with the YouTube algorithm. And unsurprisingly, like, none of them actually work. There's a lot of survivorship bias in the content industry. Wow, they actually couldn't. That's absurd for us. And what I mean by survivorship bias, for people that aren't familiar with that term, it basically means people who have success at something equate the things that they did to have that success as things you can do to be successful. When the reality of the situation most of the time is the things that largely contributed to making them successful were things that were outside of their control. It's a shame the rest of our hand is currently dog trash, because this would have been a very good draw if I could have nuked the graveyard with it, but now I have to cycle it to try and find an answer to this Crackling Drake. Alright. Game the third, where we will perhaps draw spells. Chat. Again, you have to understand, chat. If there was actually a way to, like, flip a magic switch and follow a set of directions to, like, create YouTube content that guaranteed gets engagement and views, nobody would actually work and everybody would be a YouTuber. It always makes me chuckle when I talk about that. Like, someone offers me some other new snake oil to be like, no, Jeff, this person has the thing. You have to watch this video and listen to this. Chat, trust me, that's not how it works. As someone who's been doing this for a long time and knows a lot of people in the industry. Basically every YouTube success story goes one of two ways. The first is the easiest and most true to real life outside of YouTube, which is nepotism. You know someone who already has a large following on the platform, and you can do some consistent collabs with them. They consistently recommend your stuff to an audience that already exists, and then they transfer some of their audience to you, and then you snowball from there. And the other way, the organic way to gain an audience on a platform like YouTube is you just keep uploading a video every day of reasonable quality and working hard, and then someday the algorithm randomly decides it likes you and a switch flips and suddenly you have lots more views than you did before. That's the organic approach. He's dead, Jim. This Mystic dispute is gonna be problematic for our Gearhulks. Well, to be fair, Archivist, and I say this as someone who's much lower than that, like, content creators that are only getting like 10,000 or 20,000 views per video, those aren't the people I'm referring to when I say nepotism and guaranteeing that your channel snowballs. Like, I mean like being fortunate enough to know someone. Oh, you mean Twitch? Twitch is a completely different ballgame than YouTube. Twitch is just, it's a completely different animal. I was talking about specifically YouTube. Twitch is very different because Twitch is a lot of long form content. So hand, library, exile, and it seems like they're just like holding onto the Soul Guide Lantern for dear life. So this might be like a jam Torrential Gearhulk for minimal value angle to start. It's for the 19 month Solomon one. Welcome back. Looking forward to my kids wanting to start their own YouTube channels. Maybe someday. Not until they're at least teenagers. I let my kids watch channels on YouTube that we like screen periodically through the YouTube Kids app, but my kids won't. So YouTube's monetization changed, and toy opening channels like largely don't exist anymore because you can't monetize them, so they're not profitable. Like there won't be another Ryan's Toys style millionaire because YouTube doesn't let you monetize that type of content the same anymore. YouTube allows paid promotion of your videos. You know, it speaks to the kind of culture difference between the two platforms that, like, Twitch started allowing people to pay to get their channel promoted and channel recommendations for people. And I never, like, people, like, got really upset about it. And I literally, that's the first I've heard that YouTube allows you to pay to promote your channel. Like, people are, like, really up in arms about Twitch making that a feature you could pay for. But, like, that's something that YouTube just does, and I've never heard anybody bitch about it, which is kind of strange to me. G. Miller, thank you for the almost 4 years. Welcome back. Stop and Love the Bomb, thanks for the 24 months. Yeah, I always found the toy opening video style stuff kind of weird and creepy. Most of what my kids watch on YouTube is actually content like what I make. It's like Let's Play videos and people playing video games of certain sorts. Yep. You've been able to pay to have your channel advertised on YouTube for years. That's wild. How minimal of value are you looking for with Gearhulk? Because this first one might just be running headfirst into this dispute here. Yeah, I think this is probably an okay window. We're either gonna hit this dispute or the Soul Guide Lantern's gonna pop off, and in either case, I think it's good for us. Pokemon Nerd with the Shillionaire. Thanks for watching a bunch. I appreciate it. Happy New Year's Eve. Let's drop that Shillionaire price down. Check out Hoaglandia's trickle-down economy in action. The next Shillionaire now only needs to pay a partly 999,943 shillings to achieve the status. Okay, and now we're through their lantern. That's land number 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we get to end step, or we get to Magma Opus, run into the Mystic Dispute, and then Gearhulk it. Sunset Bleach, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. All right, if this last card's a blank, they're super far behind. This is a counter spell, we're in trouble though. Can I click these? Oh, and then we do the number. It's like, wait, I didn't pick 2 for the Delver yet. Get it, got it good. Okay. Alright, now we got 9 power in play again. Crunch. We got a Heartless Act, plus some Release the Winds to buy us time. Because remember, these can be used on my opponent's creatures to buy a turn, which is great. Okay. Opponent hits some churn here. I don't think they've played any birds yet this game, right? Our 0 birds. You spin those tires, Phoenix player. Spin them good. Spin those tires. So they can gas this for free, but it tempos it for the turn. And if they do this and replay it, you can now anger here before blocks. Doesn't really matter if they block here, right? Because I still have lethal next turn. Our treasure token lets us fatal push with Revolt 2 here, which is nice. They did buy themselves a turn here. Great. They need an instant on top of their deck. Any instant or sorcery lets them put Phoenix back into play, but we've got 2 removal spells lined up here. Okay, so they're faithless looting, just hoping to flip into some birds here. So they're dead. Yeah, I can't play this Phoenix deck. We actually loaded it up on stream the other day, and I got through like a match and a half before I was just like, I hate playing decks like this against Graveyard Hate. And like, and then even before you get into the fact that like sometimes you just won't have Phoenixes in your top whatever number of cards. It's a big feels bad man experience to me. Honestly, there's enough graveyard stuff in this format that I'm gonna reassess our main deck here real quick. I want these Angers. I think I might want these Soul Guides in the main deck actually. Over the Shark Typhoons. It's fun when it works. Yeah, I guess. Want a couple more hard removal spells in here for the Angels matchup, the life game matchup. Alright, what are our black removal spells of choice? Oh, Power Word Kill. Actually, probably pretty good. Do I want Fry? Yeah, Fry's not bad. It's a good shout. Seems mostly fine. We could play actual factual Doomblade. I like that suggestion. The old actual factual. It's Historic looking at the moment. Historic is super heavily control skewed. If you like playing against control, it feels very similar to when Memory Lapse was legal, only Memory Lapse isn't legal. Just a bunch of expressive iteration decks and decks that are looking to go long and play sweepers. And like the most popular deck that isn't a control deck is like green, black, and Jund Food. So yeah, there isn't a ton of attacking and blocking in this format at the moment, which is a touch unfortunate. Valki actually just isn't very good in the creature matchup. Okay, well, that guarantees turn 3 Tibalt, so I guess that's where we're going. Collected Company Goblins. Okay. The opponent definitely not juking us with the username. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The backside of this only goes to 7 when we plus it, so like if we release the winds here, it doesn't even really accomplish much for us, right? Just looking for anger, right? Exile's not optional, so I'll get rid of the instant. This might be a line up a block on the Snoop, sack this for Delirium. That's not a... Oh man, I didn't realize this could kill something. Oh, that's awkward. Fuck. I needed to kill this in response. I'm just gonna concede. Mess that up. Haven't played against Goblin Bandit Lord before, believe it or not. Actual factual Doomblade looking good here. Soul Guide Lantern out. This might be like some number of Valki and Farts out matchup. This aspect of the deck doesn't seem particularly good here against someone that's attacking as much as they are. Honestly, it sounds kind of funny on the surface, but I might just board in these Hermits here. Just as like a 2-1 for 2 into a 2-2 for 3 that like flashes back. I feel like that's not crazy to have. Jebediah, thanks for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, Counters Collecting Company. Kill their 2-drop, untap iteration. Now that seems like a card worth playing. I don't know that Collected Company is worth playing. Maybe they're just super greedy like most of these people on Arena and they're just playing Collected Company and Muxus. That could be it. I would believe that they're just playing both of those cards. No plans to do a cooking stream anytime soon, Pixie. This card accelerating them into things like Krenko and Coco seems really good, though. Why is it Grixis Farts? Because you have to release the wind. Yeah, you misunderstood, Pixie. We did an unboxing of some HelloFresh stuff yesterday on stream, and then Christy prepped it off stream. Yeah, it was good. I actually ate a microwave bowl of leftovers for breakfast this morning. Reheated well. So we get to discard Magma Opus, Consider, and Doomblade here. They sent 3 meals as part of the sponsorship deal. So this is an intervening if clause, so if I kill the Goblin Lord in response, they shouldn't get a token. It's not an intervening if. Okay. Well, the more you know. Magic, a game with consistent rules that are applied consistently. Definitely not an awkward game full of lots of inconsistencies. Just sort of follow all of them. I have 2 respawn gaming chairs upstairs in the office with my extra computer in it that are reasonable. My recommendation would always be if you could find a used office chair at a good price, or if you could save up for a full price new one, I'd recommend that over a gaming chair. But if you don't like either of those options, Respawn's my recommendation for a cheap chair around the couple $100 price. Oh, this is actually really good here. Nah, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Okay. If they would have found a lord there, we could have gotten punished. Yeah, used office supply chair would definitely be my personal recommendation. So, iterate to start here. Oh, you make the gods very angry, opponent. Hand, library, exile. Goodbye, friends. I'm pretty confident that yeah, so like one of the things you need to understand too is like a comfortable chair doesn't necessarily mean it's good for your posture and your back either, because that's something I hear thrown around a lot too, and that it doesn't like just because it's comfortable doesn't mean it's ideal. Like I know a lot of people that they don't actually love sitting in ergonomic office chairs, but it's better for your body to be in something that's ergonomic. All right, they're dead. So we get to do this, and then we crack the treasure to fatal push this, and then we unholy heat this, and then we crack them for another 9. The old 18 you over 2 turns. Yeah, happy with how we boarded. Hermit looked fine there, did exactly what I wanted to do. Thanks for the 2.5 years, by the way, Justin. Spin Rad, thanks for the brand new Prime. There's a ton of great people you can send that to every single month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. Yeah, if you sit in them right, most gaming chairs are fine for posture. I have heard good things about Secret Lab. I haven't used them personally though. I'm just not a fan of, as someone who's a large man, I am not a fan of any of the, are they like, is it pleather? What is that material called that gaming chairs all use that aren't mesh? Yes, we did finish Detroit yesterday. It was about a little over 9 hours for a whole playthrough. This Windgrace shirt is one of the better Coalescent shirts. It's so good, shit. Their artwork is excellent. You're 6'2" and 190 pounds. Hello, baby girl. Oh. More. You want some dad's peanuts, baby? Oh, you want my water? The nuts? Okay. Mommy will get you some peanuts upstairs. I don't want you walking away with my peanuts again. Little peanut thief.
Dad,
I love you.
Dad, give me the peanuts. Dad, give me the goods. I want the goods. Give me the goods.
All right. Mom's got you your own peanuts upstairs, love. Sorry, before the tiny child walked in, 6'2" and 190 pounds is actually pretty trim for a tall person. Hey, thanks for the almost 5.5 years, Squishy. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy the Unite stuff. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, she does want specifically my peanuts, is accurate. For people that are new to the channel, that's Haley. She is 1.5 years old. She's all over and into everything. Okay, sweet. So this is a black source, so then this can be a red source. Let's do this and pass. Ham Battler, thanks for the brand new Prime. I needed a chair, and Ralph Levy was sponsored by them, so I asked him if they were garbage, and he swore to me they were not. So far, so good. Which brand is that, Ham? We've been doing a few. Secret Lab. I also always wonder when people recommend a gaming chair, I feel like I need to ask them, have they ever used a good office chair consistently too? Because I'm fairly confident that if I had never used my, $600 to $1,000 office chair, depending on where you get it, and new or used, that like I probably would have thought a gaming chair was fine. But there is definitely a marked difference between the two, having experienced both. Yeah, Herman Miller's like the kind of gold standard. Although I will say, just don't do what I did when I was first starting doing content. I kid you not, I was sitting in a literal folding chair while I was streaming. And then, believe it or not, I had some back problems that changing the chair ended up resolving. Hermit here kind of forcing the sequencing on this collecting company, which is nice for us. could have left up Fatal here. I chose to leave up Hermit. That may or may not have been correct. Well, I guess I can give Legion War boss haste here. I get okay trades if they do that, though, right? I mean, that's what gaming chairs are, Lucas. Like, the gaming chairs exist because I don't think it's really feasible to make office chairs in that lower price range. Hey, thanks, Sam. Glad to hear it. I'll send out a subscriber survey sometime soon here, since we're about to roll over into the new year. Always appreciate the feedback on that. Oh, the goblin lets them trade with my thing, huh? That's sad. Alright, we messed that up. Oppa! Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and Doomblade this Dorko, I think. And go ahead and pass back here. Go ahead and kill this before they can give this haste. Yeah, if we can draw an untapped land next turn, we'll be in a pretty commanding spot. Really? They're playing Muxus too? God, these fucking Magic Arena players' greed knows no bounds, chat. That's actually just unreal. And opponent playing Muxus Collecting Company, and we can't draw a 5th fucking land. It's the peak Magic the Gathering experience. Kill this. We Unholy Heat this. This dies, we go to 1. I think we're just dead. It's a pretty frustrating game. But I got pretty lucky. Oh, we failed to draw mana. Unfortunate. I mean, that was a very real game of Magic. It showed the creature deck, basically the only way it could beat my control deck was if I got unlucky and couldn't play Magic, because the control decks are just so strong in this format. Like, anytime these blue-red decks get to play a functional game with lands and spells, they're just significantly better than what the non-control decks are doing in this format. It's not particularly close. You know, there's a good chance this Anger just doesn't really have text in a matchup against a ramp deck, so I'm just gonna go ahead and clear this out. That one probably needs to die. Maybe I should wait till my turn to kill it, so that way the day-night cycle doesn't flip. In case they have more werewolves. Is their hand a bunch of removal spells? It might be right to wait to cast this. Away you go.
Don't try to follow.
I guess this gives them a window to binding this, but that's fine. Yeah, if I play it with Flash, it flips to Night, Jofu. It's like random flipping to Night anyways, though, here. To get buried by a Wolfpack chip. Kind of poopy day. Well, I guess this is actually kind of okay here, huh? They're playing Ultimatum for some reason. Anger doesn't seem particularly good. Anger power! What a nice resub. Thank you for the 69 months. I appreciate the 5 3/4 of a year. Alright, so we get 3 shots at a black source to go Valki into Tybalt here. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. This is where the magic happens, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, there is Magic the Gathering occurring on your screen. Please keep your arms inside the ride at all times. Quiet Kieran, thanks for the 31 months. Right on time, Lando. My body is ready to see binding. No binding. Good beats. Good beats. Beats by Dr. Valki. some Soul Guide Lanterns of their own here. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this Paradise Druid when they cast a Lantern with it. We're just doing nothing? Deal. I wasn't sure if they'd block there, but it was a free attack, so... Lands?
Surely you can
We were 47% to draw land off of our own deck there for what it's worth. 47%.
I just love your energy.
We did skillfully take their Valki removal though, that's true.
Make no mistake, I'm not nice.
I assume they're just cycling the Soul Guide Lantern, trying to desperately find answers to things. I imagine we're 1 or 2 Valki pluses away from this game being completely out of reach for them. Okay, that's incredibly difficult to answer.
Oh, so many painful memories.
It's like, what the fuck? See, I thought we had already achieved peak magic, but being land screwed into being mono flooded is actually peak magic. We hadn't actually achieved peak magic yet. Now we have. Opponent draws uninteractable bomb that has hexproof as a keyword into we literally see 4 lands in a row. Our deck doesn't have a good answer to this. Hopefully their deck does. They drew a removal spell? We take those. Deal. So now I just do this, right? Okay, good. Opponent agrees that I should just do that. They punt it. I don't know. I think even if they just like let Caretaker sit there, they're probably in trouble with Valki drawing as many cards as he is. No reason to play Valki out here into a likely removal spell. Consider some options. So if I iteration, I'll have to discard to hand size if I hit a land, right? So I guess we'll just like tap land go here for now. And that's super unlucky. The story of the morning. So if I play the land from exile here, I have to discard to hand size, which is not what I want. And library exile. They are playing 4-color Wolf Ramp with like Eerie Ultimatum at the top. They are living their life in the 93% ship. Hey, show me what you're working with. Silly opponent, you activated my trap card.
Trickery is just a hobby. Okay, surely you can handle a little pain.
Surely you can handle a little pain.
You know what? I've had.
Yeah, I'm supposed to wait to replay him for a turn. Well, I guess I can't know that Aether Gust is coming up on top. Just drawing a card here. Okay, that's an Opie. We're what, 1 land off of casting that? Steinet Zane, thanks for the 11 months. Welcome back. And I know they gotta work through these.
Watch out. These woods get awful dark. The curse is affecting me more than I thought. You cannot run or hide.
Not the 8th land I was hoping for, but likely be good at some point. and flooding here a little bit. This is the counting the lands and realizing we have 8 mana pause. Why not tap the Lantern to flashback Opus? Because I missed that line. That's a good suggestion. Easy game. I would love for decks like my opponent's deck there to be good in this format, but they're really just not. They just can't keep up with the amount of value that these blue decks can put out. I mean, even if they hadn't sacrificed the Lantern there, right? Like, they're still super far behind. Probably dead either way. Yeah, and our mana base is a little bit... I didn't want to be greedy enough to play Archmage's Charm, and we're still just, like, outvaluing people. Like, Expressive Iteration should probably cost 3 mana. I think is probably the case. That would be a card I would like to see adjusted. Honestly, for both Alchemy and Historic. It's too good. Second red for these angers. Since I have this second one, I'm just gonna go ahead and 1-for-1 this with the Sprite Dragon now. I have Phoenixes covered with the second one. I think making it cast would probably make the card largely unplayable, Zap. I think increasing the mana cost would leave it more playable. So you're right that making it say cast would make it worse, but I don't think I want to make it that much worse. I don't know that Flip Valki is actually that good in this matchup. I'm gonna, like, take the land and then cast the Soul Guide Lantern here. The Runeterra balance patch is on the 5th, right? I need to think about that for my scheduling next week. Maybe I'll do some extra Runeterra on 6, 7. So I have Soul Guide Lantern to cover potential Phoenixes now, so I could probably just cash in the second Anger to kill these 2 Dorkos, huh? I'm gonna chill on the Valki for now, because I want to play it when I can also have Release the Wind mana up. So that way when they go to kill it, I can save it in response. I could honestly also be right to just wait till I can cast it for 7. That's definitely an option. I make them use their Unholy Heat here. None of these are the Magma Opus I wanted for Christmas, chat. And Library Exile. I think that's better than random. You think I want to take the Ox? Why do I want to take the Ox? I can cast this as a Planeswalker next turn, shit. They did fix the Consider interface. It's wonderful. Some of these Valkis out. I think I want to leave a couple in as card advantage / win condition type stuff, but I think the Release the Wind plan tends to be kind of bad against their deck full of cheap removal. You're supposed to leave like 3 of them in. We'll split the difference with Valki and Consider. Is it good? Probably not, Todd. Can you win games if you play well? Yeah, almost assuredly. I think if you wanted to hedge the green... I think you could hedge the green-black deck against control. Like, you probably, like, cut the Land War Elves and, like, increase your average card quality for game 1. But it's probably still a tough matchup. I don't think I'd recommend that deck to anybody who's only looking to win. 51 players for the Open on January 8th, and we're still a week out, 8 days until it starts. I'm interested to see how many people we have and if we have pre-registers that don't actually end up playing. Yeah, we played Green-Black yesterday or the day before. Historic is the event on the 8th. Yeah, generally speaking, we have a number of players. Historically speaking, we have a number of players equal to the number of people that are registered 2 days before sign up in the last 2 days. Is what previous metrics have been. Take a peekaboo here. That's really good. I don't have a removal spell insight for that one. Just a card every turn. Yikes. And Library Exile. Just draws them a card every time it attacks. They're literally just playing this as a 3/4 for 3 that draws a card when it attacks. Pretty reasonable, honestly. Grab the sorcery out of their graveyard for delirium purposes. There'll be a daily deck digest of it, Beansy, in over the weekend, I believe. I definitely edited it. I don't remember what day I said it to publish. It's either tomorrow or Sunday. Everybody says. Got any plans for New Year's? Not leaving my house. Chat, we had almost 500,000 new COVID cases reported in a single day. If you aren't doing some kind of essential work, stay fucking home. Second Sea and Sky. I have a copy of Fry in my sideboard I didn't board in. Definitely going to bring that in for the next game. Strider here too. Honestly, I'm gonna trim 2 Valkis they brought in. Pithing Needles to Pithing Needle by Valki. Thanks for the Prime, Dave G. Appreciate the support. There's a lot of great people you can send that to every month. Thanks for dropping your Bezo bucks off this month and keeping me around. Wouldn't be here without folks like you. Hopefully this can resolve and find us a land. I don't think I want to pop the Soul Guide Lantern aggressively here. We'll see. If they don't tap out, they pass with mana up, I might just sack the Lantern to give us the best chance at the 3rd length. It's pretty important we don't stumble here. I get Mystic Disputed and feel bad about myself here. At least it's not a dispute on my Gearhulk later, I suppose. Horizon Zero Dawn is one of the best story-driven games you will ever play. It's actually an A+ in every metric. I think I want to shock myself to cycle the Opus. Looking for a game with good stealth tank mechanics. I don't know about good stealth tank mechanics, but I can recommend a game where stealth tank mechanics exist. Alright, we just need our friendo to tap out here, and then for us to draw an untapped land. Detroit Become Human is the most invested I have ever felt in the outcomes of the characters I was playing in a video game. Just an excellent, excellent set of storytelling. Our opponent is very good at drawing sideboard cards, which it turns out is good in Magic. I mean, the story writing in Mass Effect was fine. I'd probably say it was above average. But I don't know that I would say I particularly felt connected to the characters in Mass Effect the same way I did in Detroit. To set a low bar, Detroit also has a much more satisfying ending. I wish Magic had fucking formats where we could just not play against blue cards, chat. And I get that I'm currently playing blue cards, but I'm just a byproduct of the format that Magic has given me. I really wish I didn't feel compelled to play them in this format, and we could just, like, play things that weren't this. This is like as sweet as I can get inside of the confines of you need to play fucking blue cards in this format. Yeah, I desperately would like some cube. I think next week we're gonna mostly do Historic Brawl. These last couple days of trying to slog through Historic, we haven't even been losing that much. Like, our rank is up from where we started before we played Historic. The games have just been kind of frustrating. There's like Control Decks, Phoenix, and Food. This won't resolve. Ooh. We can have a little bit of a spell that resolves as a treat? You shouldn't have. Oh, man. I'd take a draw step, but yeah, we might just be done with Magic for the day. It's technically a holiday. I'm gonna treat myself and play some other games. I mean, based on these pauses, I think my opponent had a counterspell for the anger on the Pyromancer, but just knew they had double Phoenix as a follow-up, so they didn't use it. So I think there's a good chance we find anger here, and it just doesn't matter. Yeah, we didn't anyways. GG opponent. Yeah. Yeah, I just haven't been having fun. I'm gonna play something else. I know that means most people that want to suffer through Magic the Gathering are going to bail, but more power to you. I don't really have much to say about this deck in a wrap up. I think this deck's probably worse than playing the other better blue decks. I think this is probably about as cute as you can get while trying to play cards like Expressive Iteration. I just haven't been finding Historic particularly fun, so I'm gonna bounce out. I don't feel like playing Brawl this morning.